Basically all she's saying is, I haven't read the file yet, but my client wants to see her child and just curious on what the rules are, because I have no idea because I haven't read the file. She thinks there is none, besides she just has to see him in Texas, and that's it. So that's the gist of all of that wordiness. Okay, so here we go. Now this is from this is from Lindsay to this is from John's attorney to Bree's attorney. Hi, Lindsay. My client has already started contacting monitors in Dallas. I sent him the below link from the Texas Attorney General's website listing supervised visitation providers in Dallas County. First of all, I just love how, can I just show you this email? See how she has that done in like blocks, right? Let me just show you. This was the mess that I was trying to read just a bit ago. And because it's small, like I said, you still have to blow it up and go back and forth, and no punctuation. It's very difficult. So this is much easier. Anyways, I did not see a Dallas County Family Court approved list online, so my thought was the Attorney General's list was the next best option. I understand some of the providers on the site are no longer in service, but he has gotten some responses from other providers. My suggestion is that our clients discuss these issues during tomorrow's mediation appointment. It would be great if they can narrow down and monitor during mediation and establish a selection of potential dates and times for visits to occur. Subject to the monitor's availability. I believe my client has already made Easter plans to visit his family because your client previously reached out to me asking me to help coordinate her sending an Easter basket for baby W to open on Easter while she FaceTimed him. I assumed this meant she was not going to be in Dallas for Easter. Our clients can talk about all other proposed dates and times during mediation tomorrow. They always do. They absolutely always do. She loves me. Bree's my biggest fan. Hi, Bree. Anyways, just make sure you guys just keep tapping the screen. Send your daily heart me's if you haven't done so. Again, you guys never have to gift, but as long as everything just keeps going and floating, it should be fine. And if not, then you guys know where to find me. So basically what she's saying here, and again, it makes sense. Bree didn't contact John to say, hey, I'm going to be in Texas for Easter. Would there be a time for me to see him? She literally said, I'm going to send him a basket. So yes, that would be a good assumption to know that Bree's not going to be in Texas on Easter. So why would he make plans and arrangements around that? Thank you, Jen. Level 10. No way. She called me a crackhead for showing up at Itai's course. The fact that she's calling anyone a crackhead is crazy work. Yeah, how dare you pull up at a public place? How dare I read public documents? I mean, if you hired a better attorney, this wouldn't be public. Just saying. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is to John's attorney. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll go to YT. If you guys, can someone put my YT and pin it? Okay, please. Let me use my good manners. So make sure you guys follow my YT, just in case. Okay, so this is to John's attorney from Breeze. Yikes. That's a really short list with only 8 options. I'm guessing that's because our lists only include visitation centers, which I don't believe is part of the orders. Contact me if I'm wrong. We'll be finishing the file review tomorrow morning, but I thought the order was just supervised visitation with a professional monitor. And then she says, while I was at my afternoon hearing today, thanks, love, the staff called and got info on these places and sent them to Bree. I told them to find places that had availability next week, 420 through 427. Let me know if your client would agree to any of these. Yes, I told Bree the same thing today on our call, that they could hopefully work on some visitation details in the next week during tomorrow's mediation. Let's see how far we can go. So she then provides the information. Okay, thanks, Messy T. Mind you, this has all the prices on there as well, and Bree has to pay for this, right? So these are like $70 an hour. That's actually a really reasonable price. $137 per hour for a 2-hour minimum, $80 an hour 2-hour minimum. So anyways, the next 2 pages is just that, just kind of the list of things. So this is from John's attorney to Bree's attorney. Hi, Lindsay. I have been in court, so haven't had a chance to go through, to thoroughly review your emails your emails or discuss with my client. It sounds like the parties did not reach an agreement during mediation, so we will need to discuss the monitor and visitation issues. I won't be available this afternoon, but we should speak tomorrow so that our clients can set up with a monitor and your client can start exercising professionally monitored visits. Are you available tomorrow afternoon? I am free between 12 and 4:30 p.m. In advance of our call, can you please let me know if the 4 options you propose in your below email selected from the 8 options that I suggested as being listed from the Attorney General's site, or are they 4 new options? Because remember, she sent her over 8 options to choose from. She sent back 4. Whoever is ultimately selected should also be in compliance with California's rules. Thank you, love. Regarding professional visitation monitors. I can try to look into this tonight and or tomorrow morning before the call. So again, they're still trying to find a professional monitor. We kind of talked about that in my past hearing of what that entails, whatnot. But that they also have to meet California guidelines as well, which is interesting because I didn't think about that. Heather, right now that's not in the court documents that she has to be drug tested beforehand. I predict that it will get there. And again, that's even if she just wasn't blatantly doing it online, that is a very common. Why Cali? Because the court case is out of Cali. That would be why. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's always the Glossmetics for me. Okay. So this is from Bree's attorney to John's attorney. She says, yes, call me anytime tomorrow within that window. I have a TCS at 9:30 appearing remotely, and that's it besides mounds of office work for the day. Yes, I just got off the phone with Bree and can confirm there was no agreement on the mediation, right? She asked to see baby W for whatever time John would give her next week in Dallas at an Airbnb with a professional monitor present at the home. And his answer was repetitively no. All he offered her was a 15-minute FaceTime with baby W on his birthday. We don't know if the mediator reminded John that there are supervised visitation orders in place or not, because the parties were in separate meeting rooms during the mediation. No, she's talking about the 4 options that she gave for the visitation. My 4 options were sourced from Google research by the paralegals before you sent me the Attorney General's list. Again, we are not in an agreement with the 8 on your list, as those are all visitation centers, not professional monitors. My list contains general professional monitors, not centers. There's no order for the visitation to occur in a visitation center, and we're not willing to agree to subjecting baby W to one of those places. We would hope you guys could agree with that, though. I'm going to go exactly over what that is, Nessa, as soon as I'm finished reading this. Brianna said she'll be respectful of John's family plans on Easter, even though she would love to see baby W on the holiday. She's even willing to split baby W's birthday with John if he wants. She definitely wants to see baby W on his birthday. Then for any other time frame next week that she can get. On any day, and on any days that she can get, she would fly to Dallas, get an Airbnb, and have a professional monitor present. Okay. That's a lot. Okay. So the difference between a center and a professional monitor, right? And I'm going to explain both of them, and then I'm going to explain my opinions on them. A professional center is a place that you go to, a building that that they would go to. They would do the exchange. Baby W then would be taken from the person, right? Taken into a room where Bree would be, and the monitor sits there and basically watches your every move, notes it. They make notes the whole time, etc. They have whatever parent is coming. Typically, it could be totally different because, again, I'm not in Texas. I'm not in California, so I don't know the rules, so I'm telling you what I know from where I'm at. Typically, they'll have some things there, but they don't always bring a lot of things because they want to make sure, is the parent going to show up prepared? They look at the times, right, that they're at. Are they going to think to bring lunch, snacks, drinks? Do they have diapers? They have all of that stuff. They want to make sure and see, do you know what your child needs, and are you going to bring it, right? And then you do your visit, and then they write up a report and they go. Now, okay, and then just a professional monitor, that means that's someone who has gone through a state certification, you will, right? They train you what to look for. What are you monitoring? They do the exact same thing. They just do it in a different setting, right? Whether it's at a park or at a house or whatever else, wherever it is, they do the same exact thing. It's just in a different setting. My personal and professional opinion is centers should only be used in extreme situations, right? I think that in the beginning, I think she probably should use a center, just because whether she's joking or not, she continually makes those statements that she's going to take him again, she said, even if I have someone supervising me, I'm just going to take him from there. Now, do I think she's being sarcastic? Absolutely. I truly do think she's being sarcastic. Nonetheless, she's stating it, and you did it once, so who knows? I will also say, we really don't get a full sense of how you're going to parent and or react, because the child's not even acting the same. The child's like, you're literally just in a room, right? Just a regular room, like you're taking the child into a bedroom. Okay, I'll look at it in a second. And so it's just one of those things that the child doesn't act the same. The mom's not. I just feel like you don't really get a great feel on what's really happening, right? If you do it in a more normal setting, the child is going to act more like the child would typically act. You get to see the mom or the dad, whoever it is, how they would react in a normal setting, right? So it's lunchtime. Let's just say she has him for 4 hours, okay? And it's lunchtime, so she has to get up and make lunch, but also make sure he's safe and entertained and all of that kind of stuff. How is she going to be able to do that? In a center, she would have already had, without having a child there, she would have already had to have packed up all of the food, had everything done, not had a baby right there to do it. That's not real. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those weird things. Again, it's completely up to whatever it is that they say, you know? So yes, all of this is public record, and it is public record because her attorney submitted it into public record. Yes, please don't, I don't know what the spamming is, but please don't come in and spam the comments. Okay, actually, yeah, mama. Explain to me how you know that, love. I would like to know how you would know what it is that I do. Let's see if this one will actually answer. Clearly a fan. Clearly a fan. Yes, I have one more page to do. I'm going to read through that, and then I'm going to do a full recap. I just want to get the reading done. That's fine. Bree's not a real mother. I'd rather not be a real social worker than not be a real mother. Anyways, back to my reading. Mokes, hi, love. Yes, of course, you gotta do it. Okay, back to the... Listen, I just speak the truth. I'm just saying. Don't start now. You get your feelings hurt for real over here.